Welcome to Bevy Pod. Today we have a very special guest. Her name is Andrea, and she has been through so much trauma in her life, but she has learned how to overcome it. I know a lot of us have suffered, and we've been through so much in life, through our past, through, even stuff that happens today, but we don't have to let that make us who we are today. We can do some deep healing, and that's what she's here to talk about today. How we can heal our energy, how we can heal our mind, how we can heal our body and move forward with our life. I'm sure you're going to enjoy this podcast today. I sure did. Hi, we're back again today, and we have a special guest. Her name is Andrea. Andrea, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My name is Andrea Drabbie. I am a Rapid Transformational Hypnotherapist.
Wow.
And I am also a energy healer and a mindset alchemist.
Wow.
Basically, what that kind of means is I have led a life of a lot of trauma. Trauma being really... It's not the events that are usually the problem. It's like the combination of everything that happens after events. And
I think a lot of it happens in our mind after, like we get damaged or hurt and we're trying to process it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where you would come in to help people to process that.
Exactly. Yeah. So say you are a woman that has suffered through narcissistic abuse.
Okay, check.
Check. Usually.
Yeah.
So that leaves you with a lot of trauma held in the body, a lot of fear anytime the phone rings, anytime like an email comes in. If you've left that person, you know that the trauma is still there.
Right.
So you kind of go
triggered.
It gets triggered every time. So a lot of the things is we don't know how to deal with those trigger points.
Yes.
I'm also a survivor of like C PTSD, and I am a late diagnosed AuDHD with autistic tendencies. So
I just heard the other day that people that are diagnosed are usually the ones that are really brilliant.
It actually is kind of proven that most people with neurodivergencies have usually about an IQ of usually 120 and over. That's why they are very good in trauma-based situations. Your firefighters, your people that run into fear because they are calm. They are like, but they can think quick on their feet.
Right.
They're usually your scientists. They're like creative people.
Kitty cat.
People like I know everybody's not a fan of Elon Musk, but Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Einstein, Tesla. They're all proven to have neurodivergencies because their minds are creative. They allow them to flow. They don't work the same.
Right?
Yes, but the brilliance comes with the weird. It comes with the crazy. It comes with the too much. It comes with the like hard to handle at times. But it also comes with the hard to handle in your own mind.
Right.
So that's where the hyper focus, that's where the hypervigilance, that's where the rumination, sorry.
Yeah. No, we love the kitty. Love the kitty. Yes.
So all of that kind of comes in. And then when we're children, problem is when you're in the regular school system, you're stuck in a chair. You're stuck in like classrooms that you don't understand.
Feel stifled.
Yeah. My mother and my teachers used to call me shuffle butt. kind of thing, because I was always trying to move and because my creativity was going, but my head was going.
Right.
And that's the problem with a lot of women. Yes. Women go undiagnosed because they don't have necessarily the hyperness that the men have, but it's hyperness within the mind and within like the internal of the body. So it's trapped energy. It just wants to be creative. It wants to flow. And unfortunately for the kids now, our like music programs are being cut, our artistic programs are being cut. So they're trying to mold everybody into this like specific body and specific mind, and it's traumatizing these kids.
It is.
And then you do something wrong and the teacher tells you, hey, don't do that.
And you don't understand.
And you don't understand.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not. Yeah. On your business card, it says cognitive behavioral therapy, as well as quite a few different things.
Yes.
But with that, is it true that you don't take medication, that you work through your issues with the therapist? And
absolutely. So basically, RTT, it is a combination of 5 different types of therapy. Okay. Not only cognitive behavioral therapy, neurolinguistic reprogramming, neuroscience, psychotherapy, and all done within hypnosis as well.
It's kind of a Joe Dispenza kind of motivational.
It's Joe Dispenza kind of gone beyond.
Oh, okay.
So Joe Dispenza is very neuroscience based, which is phenomenal because our brains that fire together wire together. Yeah, kind of thing. That a lot. So what we do is we actually get to the root of the problem. And you can get to the root of the problem in the subconscious mind, but
isn't that too painful to get to the root? Like,
it is actually not.
Without medication, without anything, like that deep crying.
No.
Like, I know that a lot of people avoid, even in my family, my friends, like things that have happened, they shuffle it down. And if I talk about it, they go, why are you talking about this? Like, it's all stuffed, right? Because it's too painful. They either drink or use drugs or whatever to cover up the pain of that. And you're saying, bring that to the surface and work through it?
Well, let's just put it this way. I suffered for years I drank too much. Yeah. I stifled everything down. I ended up having a point in my life where basically I disassociated every feeling that I had. I didn't understand. I was put on a mask all the time because when I was a kid, I was people pleasing. Yeah. I tried to help everybody else. I tried to do everything for everybody else, but I stifled it all down. Problem with stifling it all down, that creates dis-ease within the body because our minds basically keep ruminating the thoughts, keep ruminating the negative things. They're there. You can't stifle them down. You can put them in a closet, but every time something comes up, a trigger happens. And the problem is if we've had that come up and we've created these problems, we can uncreate them. So
we can uncreate them.
So basically, when we go into the subconscious mind and we go in through hypnosis, hypnosis is not it's a sleep of the nervous system. So it's a sleep of the critical thinking, the conscious mind. Yeah. So we're getting to the root of the truth. So a lot of the times what our version of the truth is, especially in childhood, isn't actually what happened. So I regress people and I bring them in, and when they get in and they see it and they re-witness it, because you never relive it. It's in the past. You can't have that happen again. You can feel it, but you can witness it almost like you're watching a TV.
It's funny because when I look back in my childhood, when I talk to my brother, I go, "Oh, do you remember this happening when we were a kid?" He remembers it totally different than I do. I'm like, where were you?
Exactly. Because it's his perception.
It's his perception.
It's his perception versus your perception. So the problem is when also the way that the memory works, every time you recall a situation, you lose half of the memory. Oh. So you twist it constantly and you're twisting it into whatever is happening now. So the problem is it's not so much the event, but it's the meaning that you made from the event. So if you had, say you were in a car accident. Yeah. And you get out and somebody starts screaming at you and making you feel really bad. You disassociate sometimes from the car accident and all you can remember is the feeling of what that person did. Or if you were in a car accident, you got out and the person that was in the accident came up and said, "Are you okay?" If
they were kind and loving and compassionate.
You feel a completely different reaction to that incident.
That's true,
right?
Yeah.
So when you go back in hypnosis and you get to the root of the problem, a lot of the times it's like, oh, I only felt that way because I thought this person felt this way. And then I made meaning out of it. And that meaning then compounded into a belief, and the belief compounded into a habit, and then it can't compounded into a personality trait.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it all kind of builds.
All those layers built. And is it possible to change those things then through therapy?
Absolutely.
And that's when you're saying that cognitive therapy, hypnosis, and working through, talking about it and everything. And you do that too with clients?
Yeah, because it's also like psychotherapy. So when you're in hypnosis, you're in complete control out of your body.
Okay.
You're in complete control. I just get you to like literally turn that critical thinking off.
Mm-hmm.
You speak from the truth. You see the truth.
Mm.
We go to, in RTT, we don't just go to one scene. We go to 3 scenes that all have to do with how this was reinforced.
It's really interesting.
And then you piece it all together.
Can you change it? Can you change it?
Well, that's the thing. As soon as you see it, you're like, most of the time, the traumas happen usually when, like, before the age of 8.
Mm.
Before the age of 8, we're little sponges.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have that critical thinking.
Mm-hmm.
We are emotional. We are completely on emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So we make the emotion from that, and then basically, once you can see that, you can see, oh, I've had this belief all my life, but it formed when I was 5 years old, and I didn't understand it. I was a kid. Right. I didn't really do anything. Mm-hmm. My mother screamed at me because of this. My teacher called me stupid. So especially kids with AuDHD and RSD, which they take it in and they make meaning out of it, and then it makes a feeling in their body, and then they ruminate on it, and that rumination is the problem. So if we can then, in hypnosis, see that, if there's if there's a hurt inner child, we heal that child. We also give that child what it needs, what it didn't have when they were a kid, that loving support, and you then merge with your inner child, and you become your loving support. That child gets carried with
you're parenting yourself.
Exactly, you're parenting yourself, and you're loving that person side, and you're loving that playful side, and if that child was hurt or abused or anything, then basically you can now care for that child, and that child can become happy again. It can relive in your world.
It's interesting.
Right? So there's a lot of different things that we do in this, and that's why it's a rapid form of therapy.
Okay, it goes fast.
It goes fast.
Yeah. I like it's not slow. It doesn't take years, right?
It doesn't take years, and that's the problem.
I have a question for you. So last night I had a dream, and in the dream, something that I totally thought that was gone happened in my childhood, re-happened in my dream. So what I decided to do, I woke up and I go, oh, that was a bad dream. But I decided to go back into the dream after listening to Joe Dispenza and thinking that maybe I could change it. So I'm like, okay, this happened bad, but what if I switch it and I make it so that it had a happy ending? So I tried to do that in my dream. I was kind of half awake and half asleep, but then I woke up feeling good. Is that part of a process, kind of?
When we dream, we're in the subconscious state.
Okay.
So you went back into that event.
Yes.
And that's exactly what we do.
Okay.
So it's a waking hypnosis, it's a waking sleep. So when we're asleep, we go into the theta brain state. So you went into and accessed that theta brain, where that is where we can change things. So if you went in and you changed it, created a positive around it, you're basically, I say it's kind of like you're sawing the tree branch off.
Right.
So there's those neural pathways that connect the neurons together, and basically that part is really it's a deadness to you, right? So you went in and you severed, you pruned it, and now you're allowing yourself to grow and to heal,
right? And
to grow a new branch and then a new neuron.
Well, I thought my parents, nobody is really around that was is alive now that was during that event, and I thought, why am I holding on to it? I don't need to. And why am I dreaming about something like this from childhood? It must be an unresolved issue. And I thought, oh, I did all this work on myself. But then every so often, more stuff pops up, more and more. And I have to go deeper and deeper level.
Yeah, so basically, if you came to me, you had something that you wanted to release.
Right.
Then we can go to that specific event, and then we can see how you made meaning out of it afterwards, and then we can release that. You understand where it comes from now. You release it, and then you transform it into a more positive mindset. So that's where the alchemist kind of idea comes in. So we take the negative and then we transform it into a positive. It's kind of like almost taking lead into gold. Right. So you're taking that weight, that heavy leadness that sits in you, in your mind, in your subconscious, and we release it. So it's something that...
So you got into all this. Is there a moment in your life that, totally changed the way that you think about everything, that made you go into this direction? You seem so knowledgeable, but is there a time that you were in a different state and then
Yes,
okay.
Definitely. Like I said, I came from a very abusive, narcissistic environment.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize as well in my childhood there was certain things. It was because I was undiagnosed ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of led me to being with a person like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't have that self-esteem that I needed. They kind of love bombed you and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
So basically, with my daughter, I started seeing the same traits in her.
As nurses?
Because her father's narcissistic.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And happen. They're usually good with little kids, but when they grow up and start
and now you're thinking, I got to deal with this again?
Exactly. I didn't want her to deal with it.
Right.
And I started, so I basically said, okay, I need to figure out what I can do with my life, because I was loving what I did. Like, I was in the technology field, and technology is all about getting to the roots of like the problems with computers, which our brains are basically computers. Our bodies are held by software.
It's true, yeah.
So if you can reprogram the software in the computer, you can reprogram the software in our minds and our bodies. So basically that kind of aha moment for me was an event with my daughter, and I said, okay, this is no longer. No.
Right. Oh, good for you.
And I realized that
you did a total career change, right? Total
career change, but it's also, when I start going more into it, and what I specialize in is actually breaking generational trauma.
Oh, yes.
If I heal, she heals.
Oh,
if she heals, my grandchildren will heal. Right. And then so on. So
it won't have to carry on anymore. No, right? We can stop it, right?
Well, that's the thing. When we were kids, everything was like secrets. Like, don't tell anybody.
Yes.
Don't let my secrets out. Yes. You know?
We have that at work sometimes. They're like, oh, Bev, I want to tell you something. Don't tell so-and-so. And I'm like, oh man, I hate all these secrets, right?
I hate the secrets because that puts it onto you.
Yes.
And you have to take on their pain as well as the other person's pain.
From now on, I'm going to say, don't tell me secrets. I don't want to know any secrets.
No, you shouldn't.
I don't want to hold them.
Like, there's certain things when, like, you shouldn't say something to somebody because it's going to cause a chain log of events.
Yes.
But for the most part, secrets
keep us sick.
Keep us sick.
And words are very powerful. Like, we got to be very careful that the words we speak. I'm starting to see, like, for manifesting, for things happening in your life, if you speak evil words or bad words about somebody or participate in gossip, it comes back to you like 100-fold. So I'm being very careful now with what I say and how I say it.
Well, as Tesla said, everything is frequency, vibration, and energy.
Right.
So here's the thing. Our bodies are basically, it's just mass and density.
Right.
We are electrified by something, and we hold the frequencies and the vibrations.
Yeah.
So our thoughts have actually been proven that our thoughts hold a specific frequency. So if you actually look, there's a whole scale on like people with like low vibration, mid vibration, high vibration. So if we speak and we raise our vibration and we do not allow that into our field, then almost like a magnet, the lower vibration will start to come up.
That's good.
It's actually funny because we have so much negativity in our world.
Yes.
But if you actually look at the Schumann resonance, there's a lot more people awakening to this truth.
That's true.
Basically, mind over matter.
Yeah.
Words have power. The more that we speak positive to ourselves, to others, it kind of breaks that negativity. And the negativity can't exist if there's too much positive.
Oh, I want to break up negativity.
So the more that we become consciously aware, the more that we talk about it, the more that we get this out in the open, the more that we heal.
Yeah.
And the faster we can heal it, like with rapid transformational therapy instead of regular talk therapy.
Right.
Talk therapy is great, but it keeps prolonging and prolonging and prolonging.
Oh.
And it's expensive.
Yes, very expensive.
Yeah, so if you kind of look at it, like 1 week, I've kind of broken it down. 1 week of regular psychotherapy or certain types of therapy is, say, $175. that's like 4 weeks in a month. That's like $700. 12 months, that's $8,000. And then basically 5 years, $45,000.
Wow.
If you do rapid transformational, you get to the root, the reason, the cause,
Fast.
flip the transformation, fast, done, get on with your life.
I think nowadays people want fast, just like fast food,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. So my one-time upfront cost is a lot less than doing 10 years of psychotherapy. You know, so it.
Have you had anything bizarre, like a bizarre coincidence or anything happen to you in your life that sort of got you to change your perspective a little bit?
It was funny because I have this thing with cars.
Okay.
I'm the car girl.
I
love driving. I love cars.
Yeah.
I believe that like you can be the driver in your own life, right?
Yeah.
So if you can see yourself driving into your life, you can be it. You hold the steering
Visualize.
wheel. Exactly. You hold the steering wheel. You have the gas pedal. You have the brake pedal. I have this thing with Aston Martins. And with the Aston Martins, I want like a Mini Cooper. I have a Mini Cooper, but I want an actual Aston Martin. Okay. I'm at my training with in the UK at Rushton Hall with Marisa Peer, because I am officially trained under her. And basically she led us through the final day, what they call us like a CPT or CCT, which is like a cell therapy, and then a healing vortex. And she basically allowed us to go in there and imagine what our ideal life was, what we wanted. And all I could see was this black Aston Martin. And I was like, I want this vehicle. I want to be behind that car. I walk out of the last day and there in the parking lot is the exact Aston Martin that I want. Wow. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And then I came home and I flew home and I didn't really tell anybody this. I flew home and my best friend, in order to congratulate me on kind of completing all my education, got me a track day at Mossport. Oh, and the car that I was driving was the Aston Martin. So I got to do that. So it's kind of like major coincidence.
You manifested
I was like, you know what?
it, coincidence, right?
Positive mindset, and then basically it comes into fruition. So
that's great.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
That's a wonderful thing. So what about when you have challenges? Have you ever had like a challenge that you had to overcome or something like that? Like, yeah.
Many challenges. My life is a challenge.
What's one of the challenges that you had to overcome and how you overcame it?
Basically, challenges that I've had to overcome. One was actually, I guess, leaving my ex.
Yeah, that would be hard too.
Yeah. It was not a good situation at all. Mm-hmm. We were kind of working towards that we were going to separate, or I thought so. Mm-hmm. Apparently I was very wrong in his mind. Yeah. But it came to a head one night. And basically I left the next morning after him telling me if I took anything out of the house, he would call the police, blah, 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 blah. So I basically packed up my little Mini Cooper with 3 loads of three car loads. I managed to find a gentleman that would rent a space to me. He's like, I only have a bed in and it's not really finished. I'm like, I just need to go. Yeah. I need to do this now. If I don't do this now, then my life's not going to change. Her life's not going to change. Right. And everything's going to keep the same. And I remember walking into this house and having it be the most healing, cathartic moment of my life. I slept in the house. I only had the bed and the little things that I took with me. Yeah. And basically that was the best time of my life.
And you felt really safe and you overcame
safe.
the How many women stay in narcissistic relationships? Like, I remember I did date a guy that was very he was in love with himself, and I thought, oh, this is a really good trait. He's so confident. Yes. But and then he would like love bomb me, and he'd like, tell me how great I am, what I can do, and I'm like, wow, this is great. Like I love all this attention. And then all of a sudden, when we're up north one day, it was like, he turned into Jekyll and Hyde. He started attacking me and talking cruel to me, and I'm like, what just happened?
Yeah, exactly. Who flipped the light switch?
Right? I'm like, how? And then I'm like, I started going online and looking at, trying to figure out, is it me? Is it him? And I thought I was going crazy.
Yes, that's the problem.
So what I did is I found a woman that really liked him, and I actually encouraged him to go towards her so that he would leave me alone. And then afterwards, I was surprised that I felt a loss. And I started writing about it, all my feelings and emotions around letting someone like this go. And I'm like, well, that attention, Beverly, of course, you loved that attention. You loved, the positivity, but you didn't like when he'd all of a sudden attack you, or you're at a party or a get together and he'd turn around and go, why aren't you looking at me? I'm like, what? Did that just happen? Right? So now I consider myself really lucky that I got out of that, because, I had him fall in love with someone else and he left me alone. But not everybody's that lucky, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not lucky for the other girl, but
yeah, true.
My points, I really
but she's in love with him, and she thinks she's
she'll find out the truth eventually, because the problem is what we look for in somebody else is usually what we are lacking within ourselves. So if we can do the therapy for confidence and for loving, and you have to love yourself before you can love another. That's true. Because you're just going to seek somebody else, look for that validation from somebody else
to fill the emptiness
within ourselves. And the problem, here's the other problem, people that have that are narcissistic, narcissism is generally not anything that you're born with. Right.
It's something that happens?
You're born with. Okay. Sociopath, you're born with. Okay. Narcissism is usually a learned behavior.
So it's developed from some traumatic event that happened to them, and they sort of take it out on you.
So because before the age of 8, like I said, we're an emotional state. Right. So if they've either been severely neglected, no love, no nothing, or put up on such a pedestal, their brain, when it shifts from an emotional state to a more cognitive state, that doesn't actually form together. There is no branch in the brain that actually allows that to form together. So they stay mentally in the emotions of an 8-year-old. And that's why your narcissism will come in. It's what you can give me. Same like what a baby needs, right? I want my needs met, because they're stuck in there. They throw a temper tantrum.
Oh, you know what? You're describing him perfect.
Exactly. And it's like you feel empathy for them, but unfortunately, you want them to change.
You want them to.
They don't. They don't, because
then they got good parts and bad parts, but and
they can't see it.
Yeah, and then you have to deal with the aftermath, which is you got to come to you.
Yes, the other person can the victim can come to me. Right. Yeah. Unfortunately, the narcissist will never admit they have a problem. So.
That's true, yeah. So what advice would you give your younger self now that you've been through all these different experiences?
What I would say is love yourself. Be true to yourself. Question everything.
Question everything?
Question everything and what feels right to you. So... talking about the younger self, my specialty is I work with parents or parents to be. Okay. So they can release their trauma. They don't pass it on to their
new
children.
Baby. Yeah.
And then they know how to raise a healthy child. So the child then understands love. They understand compassion. They understand how to not hold things in, how to not stuff things down, but to actually communicate on an actual level. And when you do, and you come from that loving place within you, then you're limitless. Right. So the world is your oyster. You don't have the
sense of freedom.
Exactly. Yeah. Although fears do, here's a double-edged sword. So sometimes when we say, we would love a life with no trauma. But you can have traumatic events happen, but like I said, it's your reaction to them, right? So we do understand and we do have the coping mechanisms and the tools so that we don't ruminate in it. But then if something happens, we can deal with it, right? And we can deal with that situation. Whereas somebody who has never been through any trauma and basically never had a situation, if something majorly happens, they freeze.
Right.
They go into panic mode.
Right.
Because they don't have the cells within them to actually draw on to understand and comprehend how to process this trauma.
I was at my girlfriend's house and we were playing cards, and I thought that she's done a lot of work on herself, like very healthy and stuff like that. And as we're playing the card game, I was a dealer, and when I dealt the cards to her, she threw down her cards like she won, and they all went into the other cards. And I said, okay, well, you know what? We're gonna have to redeal this one. And I thought, well, it's just us playing a friendly game. She started screaming. She started freaking out. If you were at a casino and this and that, and I'm staying at her house. I'm like, oh my gosh. Then she races up to her bedroom, and all I hear is screaming and yelling to her. I can't believe she did that. That was my deal. I'm thinking, we're just friends playing a friendly. What's the big deal if we have to read? But she freaked out. The vibes in that house were so toxic, and I felt like I couldn't breathe. So I got my little dogs and I got my stuff together. I was supposed to stay for the weekend, and I left, and I go, I can't be around this. This is very toxic. I've never seen this come out on her. I don't know where it came from. She did apologize later, but I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I had to get out of there and go like this, get off me.
That's where it's like
negative vibes. Oh, it was so toxic. And then she's acting like it's nothing. Like, what's my problem?
So basically for her, that is unprocessed control trauma.
Okay.
So she's probably had something that was her trigger.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
Oh, that's a trigger.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if we don't go back and see why she had that reaction.
Right.
So they would come to me and be like, hey, I've got a problem with control.
Right.
I react like this. Okay. So basically we have a certain trigger word, and then basically we regress them, and then we get to the root of what happened.
Right.
That she doesn't feel in control in that situation.
Right.
Right. So then basically we flip her mindset. We see how she's come to this. So she does not, and then cognitively we retrain the brain, right?
Yeah.
To not have that same reaction. So then she would be, if something like happened again. Yeah. She
wouldn't have to react the same way.
She won't react the same way because her brain, after 21 days, the habit's usually broken. So in the way that we do the subconscious programming is I design a hypnosis for you. So if something like that was a trigger, then I will make words that she will use, that she feels that are her words that would help her have a different life, a different approach.
So if someone's coming to you, they should know their like maybe make a note of all the triggers every time they get triggered, so that they can work through those and find out where they're coming from and how to heal them.
Exactly. Yeah. So I kind of do like a little bit of prep work with my clients before.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So the triggers are there, and then basically before we
you showed me that you created a book. Can I see the book that you did? It's absolutely a beautiful cover. Like
it's my demo. I'm going to be starting to sell it. So
wow. That looks really beautiful. And on the back, how to rewire your mind and your thoughts and your actions. Wow, what a great little workbook. I love it. It's almost like with the key in the front, like The Secret a little bit, right?
Well, it's funny. So I have a story about the key.
Yeah.
When I went to England for my training, it was like a calling home for me.
Right.
And every Airbnb that I went to had a skeleton key.
Oh.
And I was like, even people were like, that's kind of weird.
That is weird.
And then I kind of moved to the UK for for several months. And everywhere I went, there was a skeleton key. And it was kind of like, and then when I would go into a castle and you would feel the pain and you would feel all the anguish in the dungeons and things. I kind of use that in my therapy as part of the transformation. It's not part of Marisa Peer's RTT part, but it's part of and it's kind of like unlocking your mind.
The key.
You can lock it and you can unlock it. So you have control. So you can unlock your subconscious, or you can lock it behind. You can lock it in the back filing cabinet.
Right.
The events, you can't change those events, right? No. But you can file them back there. You can lock them away, but you can also lock away your reaction and the negative part of the reaction. That's
I think before you lock them away, though, you have to bring them out,
that's
deal with them, and then sort of lock it away, right?
So we kind of lock it away in the dungeon of your mind.
Okay.
Kind of thing. So the skeleton key to me is a representation of that.
I like that key. That's a golden key, right?
Yeah, and it's also on this particular one. 25 is actually my birthday.
Oh.
And
can I see that again? That's really cool. So there's a crown, and there's a 25.
So 25 is my birthday. I am now 50, and I'm like,
wow, that's nice.
It's a year of now is moving into the next chapter of my life, and if I can move into it with a healing mind and a healing body,
I think you're on the right track. That's for sure.
Do it for everybody else too.
So what is something you're really grateful for today?
I think I know everybody's going to say it, but my daughter, she is my saving grace. Okay. It's funny because she wasn't planned. I was actually leaving her father at the time. She was not planned at all.
So she was a gift.
she was exactly what I needed to transform my life. And it's ironically funny because she came into being on the winter solstice.
Wow.
I have very witchy ways about me. And so she came in, I went into labor on the 21st, which is like the darkest night of the year, right?
Okay.
So then I went through 29 hours of labor.
Wow.
Until she came into being on the 22nd, which is the start of new light. So from all of my darkness came my light.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And it's our journeying together, and basically we went through a lot. She finally broke down and said, fine, I'll do an RTT session with a friend of mine. And since she did that session, she has made so many changes. She's gone from failing grades to now basically going into university, coming in from college with I think now she has a 93% average.
Oh my gosh,
she's going in with a scholarship.
Some girls at work that have to do this. Their kids are like skipping school and falling behind, and there's hope for them.
There's absolutely hope for them. There's absolutely, because she was always a smart kid. My mother would say the same thing. You're really smart, but you just don't try. You're lazy. You procrastinate. And I'm like, it's not. I had AuDHD. Yeah. And I wasn't lazy. I had like executive paralysis. I do everything at the last minute because I didn't understand my disease.
How do you work through that? Like, how do you work through if you have ADHD?
So ADHD has specific traits.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when you have specific traits, come specific things that you need to flip your mindset around, right? Yeah. So for me, rejection sensitivity was horrible. Is why I gotten, like, my best friend, I look back, my best friend growing up was a narcissist, and my other partners were narcissists. And you know what I'm saying? It just
I'm starting to notice it now too.
So I was a very empathetic hippie child, right?
I'm an empath.
I was wild and free, and like, you know, my mother's savage daughter, she'd be like, oh, you're such a savage, and then she would pick me up, putting me into like dresses and everything, and I hated it. I would so it's changing your mindset towards things. It's also, like, for somebody with ADHD, it's becoming very aware of the gifts within ADHD, the amount of creativity.
So not putting yourself down because of it, but looking at your gifts, and that there's a hidden brilliance behind there, and finding your purpose. And maybe I find a lot, like writing in my journal, praying, meditation, and just going out to the beach, right?
See, those are all tools that you have to use in conjunction I say with RTT.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of friends that
Yeah.
do different modalities. They do breath work, they do yoga, they do
I did breath work once. It was amazing.
Yeah, they do Akashic record stuff. They breath work. Oh my goodness.
It was amazing.
It absolutely
I did it with Mark
releases
Joseph, and
trauma.
he's playing the guitar, and his wife Natasha is like doing it, and I'm like, it was amazing. It was a really good experience.
Sound therapy, anything that you can use in conjunction to release and like stimulate the cells in your body. So our minds create the darkness, right?
Yeah.
It creates the density in our
we
body.
call it the dark cloud in our family.
Yes.
Like, it comes and we got to try to work through it. I'll call my brother and he'll go, "Oh, I have the dark cloud." I'm like, "Okay, well, we'll help each other through it." But when it comes.
So talk about the dark cloud. I think the best thing that I can remember from my childhood was watching the Flintstones one day.
Oh, I love the Flintstones.
And the Flintstones had Mr. Gruesome.
Oh.
And Mr. Gruesome lived next door.
Oh.
And his house had a dark cloud over it all the time.
Oh,
and that's what I always picture in my mind.
It's interesting.
You got the Flintstones over here with the happiness, and then you got Mr. Gruesome over here with the dark cloud.
Oh, like a Linus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then basically the more that they became friends, his dark cloud released.
I missed that part on the Flintstones. That's a really good lesson.
It's one of those things that just kind of stick out in your mind. So if you can release that dark cloud that's inside of you, you can have your cells work more like soldiers.
Yes,
right?
that'd
and
be great.
scrub out, like I do a thing called the healing vortex, and also cell command therapy.
Yeah. Okay.
So cell command therapy is you go into a space of darkness in your body. If you have if you have a known cancer, we go in and we get to the root of why that formed in the first place.
Oh.
And then we command it, compel it, and like release it. So we put all of your positive attention into that, and then breaking it up, seeing all of it transform and transmute, and then leaving the body. So if you can do these kind of exercises.
You know why that's amazing is because you just triggered. I was listening to Wayne Dyer, rest his soul. He's passed now. But his daughter had some kind of a wart thing she was scared to go out and things were happening to her. And so she says, "Dad, they tried all these medical, nothing was working." So they went to one gentleman and he said, "Talk to your warts. Tell them they can leave." And she did. And they left and she got healed.
That is part of the RTT therapy as well.
Wow. I thought, well, that's amazing, right? That's totally amazing. Yeah. What would you like your legacy to be?
What I would like my legacy to be is basically that people understand that you are your own creation. You can command and you can compel your body to react. You can have the life you want it to.
Okay. You
can go through traumatic events, but my legacy is to break the trauma from being passed down generation to generation.
It's true, yeah.
Healed people heal and hurt people hurt. So if you can get rid of the hurt and you can heal, then you continue to heal and the world can become a better place. And that's kind of my legacy. I want to break it so that, parents don't keep compounding. Children don't keep compounding, because if a parent hurts a child's going to hurt another child.
Yes. That's
so
100% true.
It's a snowball effect.
Stopping it. Yeah.
Yeah. So if we can stop it with this, then that's not going to happen. And the collective consciousness will start to raise.
Oh,
so
that's really good.
That's kind of what I want for the rest of my life.
Amazing. I know that when I text you and I said I was having a problem with somebody, you told me that because that person is angry or cruel, they're probably hurting, right? And if I come from a place of love and understand that that's what's happening, that they're in pain, that I could have a better experience with this group of people at dinner. And your advice really helped me, so I want to thank you. So I hope your legacy is really good and does continue. How would people get in touch with you?
People can get in touch with me on my website, which is yourrewiredmind.com.
Oh, I love that website.
Yeah.
That's great.
So they can also get in touch with me I'm on Instagram, Facebook, same with Your Rewired Mind.
Okay.
Facebook is just Your Rewired Mind. Instagram is all one word.
Okay.
And my phone number, my contact number is there, or just yourrewiredmind@gmail.com.
Okay, well,
So,
that's great. I'm sure a lot of people would really,
it's a
you know, benefit from, you know, all this knowledge that you have and working through all the issues. So thank you
Yeah.
very much.
You're
And
most
yeah,
welcome. Thank you for having
you.
me. I
Yeah,
appreciate
thank you.
it.
Thank you so much, Andrea, for being here today and sharing with us. You know, it just seems like as we're going along on this lifetime, something is always coming up on a deeper level, an old memory, an old wound. You know, someone will say something that will trigger us. And you know what? We don't want to stay stuck. We need to look at it, heal it, but not stay there. We do not want to stay in our past. We want to be able to move forward. And I think that's one of the reasons why I love doing these podcasts, is to get the knowledge for myself and for you guys of how we can heal and move forward in this life, because there's so many challenges that come up. And you know what, Andrea, thank you for helping all of us on our journey today. We love you and we wish you many blessings.